Live here at the lodge of the Right Honorable Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Elvet Ayambem. Now, this is Weekend Politics. Remember, every Sunday from 7 till 8 p.m., we bring to you serious political issues, views, and everything you need to know about the political space here in Cross River State and at the national scene. I'd like to quickly introduce my guests on the show. Right Honorable Elvet Ayambem, Speaker, we are glad to have you on Weekend Politics.
Thank you so much, MCU.
All right, sir. So, sir, let's quickly move on. Let me fire the first shot. Looking back, what inspired your journey into politics and public service?
You know, politically we've been back carriers of most of these top politicians, and then while carrying the bags, we're learning the ropes at the same time. And then I've been one of these persons that is so keen about the welfare of people, especially in my community while growing up. So when I realized myself in the bigger space, I said I should give it a shot. I actually wanted to become chairman of Ikrom Local Government Council. I sat in the administration of the then governor, His Excellency Ben Ayade. And then the election was so protracted for over 3 years. I lost interest in it. Then suddenly the idea of State House of election came up. And then I had to abandon that dream of becoming chairman of council and pick the form for the State House. God willing, I won, and that was it. I haven't been a boy to several politicians and learning the ropes from them.
Okay, Mr. Speaker. Now let's quickly look at how would you describe your transition from being a legislator to the Speaker of the Cross River State House of Assembly, the first among equals? How would you look at this transition?
Okay, first, it was the most beautiful thing that happened to me, being in the 9th Assembly and then eventually becoming Speaker. I realized that it was a lot more easier because I wasn't a greyhound anymore. I was fully abreast with the workings of the House and how the House is run. And then when the idea of running for speakership was conceived, I had already braced up for the job because I've known a lot. I've known about legislation and all of that oversighting and representation, what it entails. And then the then Speaker, my predecessor, was Right Honorable Jonah Williams, who is currently the Senator. We had a close working relationship, so a whole lot that he was doing, I was always asking questions. And then my friend and I, who were on the same bench, Right Honorable Dr. David Zeta, were always looking at what the then Speaker was doing, and then we will speak to ourselves. Someday if we find ourselves saying, what do we do, what do we do? So the idea of becoming Speaker was conceived quite early, and then we kept it low, but understanding what the then Speaker was doing and having faith in God that should anything happen in the nearest future, we'll man this position and mount it properly and even do a couple of things that may even make us stand out better. So it was not rocket science, it was quite easy to just move from being a main member to the Speaker of the 10th Assembly. But then you still need to be a little bit more studious because you need to carry out a lot of research work, legislative research work and all of that. Else, you know that once you're behind that table, any decision that is taken there, whether in error, of course you throw the state into some serious quagmire. So at all times you need to be abreast with what is legally constructed and what is standing strong in the face of the law.
Great. Now, in the last 2 years plus, what has been your most rewarding and most challenging aspect, on your role as the Speaker of the State House of Assembly?
My greatest joy is the kind of governor we have, who is very swift in assenting to bills. And of course, as a legislator, it can dampen your morale when you put out that magnitude of work and then the executive downplays it. The reason why you see the legislature under my leadership doing marvelously well and excelling is the willingness of the governor to assent to bills. And then so far we had 39. As I speak with you, 32 are already assented to by His Excellency, and not only executive bills, private member bills equally, or it's more like an uphill tax for private member bills to be assented to. But His Excellency is such a person that as soon as he knows that this resonates with his administration and the people of Cross River State, he's very swift in assenting to those bills. But above all, there's a certain bill that was passed into law that I was very happy, which was the Local Government Amendment Bill. That bill was well thought out. A lot was done. In fact, it was like a leveler. It has balanced every facet that makes up that bill, especially when it comes to the citizens of Cross River State. A lot more of the states are asking for that bill, and then they are replicating left, right, and center. That's to tell you that it was really a bill that was well thought out. I was happy, very elated the day His Excellency assented to that bill, and a couple of other bills laws that have been assented to. The bills that have been assented to become laws in Cross River State. There's just none that is not far-reaching, that does not have the direct impact on the people of Cross River State.
Great. Okay, now let's look at your relationship with your colleagues. How has it been?
Yeah, that's a very beautiful one. I know that Cross Riverians will want to hear this. There is no house or no polygamous home that is usually hitch-free. Once in a while, those little what do I call it, differences will crop up, but the ability to manage yourself and still move on as brothers is what matters the most. Yeah, I am in my first 1 year in office, something unusual happened. But as a leader, they can only throw stone at you because you're leading. And then leaders can be led. The ability to immediately put that behind you and see every other person as a brother and sister, and possibly attend down reserve apology where it's necessary, makes you the true leader. And then I realized that the best I could have done as at that moment, whether what they were alleging was true or not, was to apologize and then move on, and then act as though nothing ever happened, to allow my colleagues ventilate themselves freely and know that, okay, we are under this leadership, and then regardless that we had differences, the leader is carrying us along. That's exactly what I did. And then I have a robust relationship with virtually everybody today. And even to other speakers, I'll tell you that when members rise against any speaker, don't consider them enemies. See them that you are just first among equal. Is by order of elect that your speaker, and then you shouldn't treat them as though they are lesser people to you. Treat them as equal, but they know the level at which where their strength ends, and then after then the respect and regard for the speaker is usually there, and then it's reciprocal. The magnitude of respect they give to you is what is expected to repose to them too. So I have a robust relationship working with everybody. Today we dare not go to anywhere while we don't go as a team, and we are usually going to functions and carrying out our duties as a team. What happened in the past is in the past. Truly, I tell you without equivocation that there's nothing happening today in the Cross River State House of Assembly. We move as a team.
Great. That's so warming to know, Mr. Speaker. Now let's also move away from the legislature and look at the executive. People believe that the executive and the legislature should always be in gloves, boxing each other and fighting. How has your relationship been with the executive arm of government?
I think that school of thought should go into extinction, or has gone into extinction. The legislature, the way it's wired, is not supposed to be at crossroads with the executive, except for those that do not really understand their role. We play a complementary role, because if the government fails, the legislature too has failed. If the legislature fails, the executive too has failed. And so what we do with we play a symbiotic role. We complement what the executive is doing. Yeah, the legislature is saddled with the responsibility of possibly checkmating the executive rascality, but there's a limit to which you can do it. You don't just come out and begin to talk because you're a speaker or you're a legislature, you begin to harangue everybody in the executive. No. If there are some few areas, gray areas that need to be attended to, there is a very subtle way you can do that. You can call the attention of the executive that, with due respect, sir, I think here and here and here, you need to look into it. If you do it this other route, it may not be okay, I think take this other route. It may just put it in the right perspective. But in a house where the speaker become very cantankerous and then you're talking tough because you are the leader of you're the speaker of the house, it won't be long you see yourself out of there. But we have a symbiotic relationship with the executive, especially in this 10th Assembly under my leadership. I have tremendous regard and respect for my leader, the governor of Cross River State, and as much as even the commissioners. I don't play down on anybody. I don't. I just believe that we are working as a team to make sure that the governor delivers on his campaign promises. And so there's obviously no need to be at crossroads with anybody. So that's what we share in Cross River State. We work as a team.
Great. Now, Mr. Speaker, we noticed that a couple of weeks back, something unprecedented happened in your constituency. As a matter of fact, in this nascent democracy, we've never seen such huge empowerment coming from an honorable member in the Cross River State House of Assembly, not even talking of the Speaker. But we saw the level of magnanimity that you poured out in the empowerment that you had recently in ECOM. We'd like you to talk to Cross Riverians watching us right now about how it happened, how the idea was conceived, the beneficiaries and all of that.
Okay, first, I'd like to thank God for what He deposited in me. Immediately I became Speaker, I told myself that I'm going to put up that. So what you saw there was a thing that was carefully thought out from the inception. And then I painstakingly had taken close to 2 years or more in achieving what you saw there today. I didn't just wake up from my bed in the early hours of that morning and I said I need to put out that magnitude of empowerment. Yeah, if you're a leader, you need to feel the pain of the people you're leading. Empathy should come first. Humanity should be the watchword. And then I'm from an agrarian community where our people largely suffer. And then the best I can give to them, amenities, they are there. His Excellency too, the governor, has relatively helped my people so much because for everything I ask of him that will better the life of my people, he hasn't turned down. Beginning from road projects to building of schools, electricity and all of that. There is none I've asked of the governor that he has turned down. And so in order to complement the role of His Excellency in bettering the life of my constituents, I had to contribute my own quota. So I denied myself of so much and I put out that magnitude of work you saw out there, bought those things gradually. In fact, the last day, the very day I was going to do the empowerment, I think I bought 2 new bikes that very morning because as you keep, to get these people, the beneficiaries, is one most difficult thing that you need to, because you need to be as fair as the word fair. You need to give it to the rightful people that are needing those items. So in giving, it wasn't politicized. It wasn't. We really needed those that are deserving. And apart from what you saw displayed on the field, I still did cash empowerment. Yeah, I did cash empowerment of 50 million naira to those specific persons, widows, those without parents. Try to reach out to them, just try and put up a table market, don't just be redundant. I did all of that because why? I know where it pains my people, where it's itching them, I know. Because myself, I grew from the slum of that constituency, and so I understand the pains that the constituency 2-man is going through. And that's why you saw that even in agriculture, I gave items that could eat agricultural produce in our constituency, and most of them are very happy, especially those that are into cocoa farming and plantain and yam farming. They are equally very happy. And then somebody was asking me that before now they usually give pleasure cars. I said no, I won't give pleasure cars because my people, my constituency is strictly an agrarian constituency, and then if you give them pleasure cars, they can't take these cars to their farm roads. So I gave them utility vehicles that can help in evacuating their farm crops to nearest markets for sales. And if you go there, they are happy. And so long as the people are happy, I'm happy. And let me use this opportunity to thank Her Excellency, the wife of the governor. She's a wonderful person. She's more than a mother. When my wife hinted her that this is what we're about to do, she swiftly supported, told my wife, look, I won't leave this for your husband alone to carry. You need to reach out to my women. Immediately gave my wife what they needed to have, including money. That look, get wrappers, get salt, give them cash gifts and all that. Let me thank her. Your Excellency, the wife of the governor, Dr. Mrs. Eyon Basutu, you're more than a mother. You're truly a mother. You have taught the women of Cross River State that being a first lady is not just by words of mouth, that it doesn't surround round and about the children that came from your loins, but that every Cross Riverian, as the first lady, you have taken them as your children. Thank you so much, Mommy, for all you did for me, for supporting me and my family over this empowerment, the exercise that we just carried out. And to my governor, that one is not even my governor again. I call him my father, because from time I told him that I'm going to run a father and son relationship with him and not a governor and speaker relationship. That relationship of a governor and speaker is usually very transactional, and so I made it a father and son relationship. So if I'm talking with him, I'm talking with him as a son. If he's talking to me, he's talking to me as a father will address a son. And that's the kind of relationship we share. That's a very warm relationship we share with my governor. And this would not have been a reality without his strong support for me. So I will always thank him, and I remain grateful to him now and forever.
Amen. Amen. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to find out, 2 years and some fractions gone, and we believe in God for the next 6 years of your leadership and that of His Excellency the Governor. What legacy would you love to leave behind?
MCDO, the next 6 years of His Excellency, my politics right now, if you say 6 years, you just keep me at 2 years more. Whatever happens later can be determined by His Excellency. So I will basically speak on the 6 years of His Excellency, because I know that nothing can stop him from returning. Absolutely. He has, without mincing words, His Excellency has done what the previous administrations have not done in 2 years. What he has put out in Cross River State, even if he stays the next 6 years and does not necessarily indulge in so much, it will still speak for him, because he came with a clear-cut agenda for Cross River State. And that is what he's been able to achieve. And I know that the governor we have, usually he will tell me, Mr. Speaker, congratulations, you've done this. But the reward for hard work is more work. And most times I stay at home, 2, 3 o'clock, the governor will call me. Speaker, this is what I want you to do. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. That's the kind of person the governor is. So in all of this that he has done, he's not even believing or seeing it that he has done anything. He believes that, look, I still need to do more. And that's one thing that I find very comforting anytime I realize that I'm working with His Excellency President Bassey Odelutu, because he has real deep empathy for Cross Riverians. He's not a governor that is given to complaints. Oh, the previous administration did this, the previous administration didn't do that. He's not interested in what the previous administration did and what they didn't do. All he has been interested in is the way forward is forward. Cross Riverian, come on, key into my agenda, let's go. And of course, it's purpose driven. So I can assure Cross Riverian that the next 6 years we will be on autopilot. Cross River State will be on autopilot. What we've not been able to put in place that the governor is charting today. If you go to Lagos and Akwa Ibom, they have a blueprint that spans well above 50 years. And that's the same blueprint His Excellency, the Governor of Cross River State, is putting in place. So by the time he leaves and his successor comes in, the successor will basically just key into the program, that blueprint, and move ahead. So there should be continuity, because what has largely kept Cross River State lacking is because there hasn't been continuity. And that is because there have not been a clear-cut blueprint that anybody should key into. So what the governor is laying on ground now in Cross River State can be actually copied or carried along by his successor, God willing.
Okay, we'd like to get your independence message as a closing to Cross Riverians that are watching you now.
First, to Nigeria as a country, 65, I would say, doesn't look too good on us as a country. Doesn't look too good on us because there's insecurity. It doesn't look too good on us because there is this diversity, this ethnic diversity. There's this Christian Muslim religious crisis and all that. We can get better as a nation that is reasoning in line and in unity of faith that look, Nigeria first. Religion has nothing doing in Nigeria. There is little or nothing religion can add to us. But let us take Nigeria as a country first and give Nigeria the coloration it desires. And then thereafter we can talk politics or talk religion. But so long as we allow religion to divide us in between lines, we can never get better. Nigeria itself is a great country at 65. If you say Nigeria as a country, it is a wonderful country at 65. The leaders, please let us bury the hatchet. Do more of Nigeria rather than do more of politics and religion. And together we'll become a stronger nation and that giant of Africa that we have always been known for. To Cross River State, of course, you know that like the name applies, where our headquarters is, that you come and live and be addressed. We are always a very peaceful and hospitable people. You cannot, by all standards, call a Cross Riverian a violent person. We are not known for violence. We are known to be very meek, but in that meekness lies greatness in us. That we are not talking and showing that level of arrogance and recalcitrant doesn't make us foolish people. We are not. And of course, we don't chicken out from battles that we know that are due us to fight. And so whatever is happening in the nation today, especially the issue of our oil wealth, Cross Riverians, what is just is just. The truth, no matter how weak it may sound, there's so much strength that lies behind the truth. What is due Cross River, I strongly believe that it will come to Cross River. And of course, we'll always live in peace. We are known for a very peaceful state. We are known for a very clean and green state, and that the governor has been able to achieve. We are taking our position again as one of the needed states in Nigeria. I'm very proud of this administration, and I'm wishing Nigeria a very prosperous 65 years ahead, and that the years ahead will be better. We will live as Nigerians in Nigeria.
Okay, so thank you so very much, Mr. Speaker. And indeed, it was a great time talking with the Right Honorable Elbert Ayambem, Honorable Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly. I'm sure you've been able to grab a whole lot while the interview lasted. We'll take a very short break. Weekend Politics will be back. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.